name's Lynn Prowse-Bishop from the OIVAC Steering Committee, and I'm here with Robert Allen Black of Creating People, Places and Possibilities, who is presenting at the OIVAC 2011 convention. Alan, why do you feel continuing education such as attending a convention like OIVAC is beneficial in helping small businesses like VAs get their business out of first gear?
Well, there are many ways, Lynn, that we can learn. We know that through school. We can use libraries, books, and over the last 20 years, CDs, DVDs, tapes, workshops. Now you've got YouTube and you've got SlideShare, and the list goes on forever and ever. But a lot of people don't learn one-on-one by themselves. A lot of people learn by hearing other people talk about it, by meeting people, by sharing their frustrations, or just hearing somebody in front of them who is a little bit more successful, or maybe considerably more successful, tell stories that match theirs, but they shared how they got through it. So I see it as a combination of things. Personal contact for one thing, which is something that I've gotten known for as a speaker, is it annoys me to watch people at a conference never meet more than 2 or 3 people. In fact, I'm hired now sometimes to be a connector of people. And I challenge the audience, if you don't shake hands, make eye contact, smile at everyone at this conference, whether it's hundreds or maybe even 1,000, you've wasted your money. Because it's the people that are going to make a difference in your business and the knowledge. Unfortunately, you'll take notes, probably lose them, or never look at them again. But when you've met someone that left an impression on you through one of their stories or just the fact that they're human, not some kind of god, you walk away with a lot more knowledge.
Now, your presentation is, why do I have to be creative to be a successful VA? What makes you an expert in this particular field?
Well, at the age of 16, I started working as a graphic designer and cartoonist. I eventually went to architectural school, became a licensed architect, got a master's degree in interior design, worked in graphics and signage for a while, was a freelance writer, cartoonist. I taught at the university level for a few years. I hold a bachelor's of science degree in architecture, a master's in interior architecture, a master's in visual communication, a master's in guidance and counseling, focus on guiding gifted, talented, and creative people, and a PhD in psychology, focused on the teaching of creativity. And I've spent 30 years putting it in practice. It's my life. It's what I do. I did it as a creative person in creative fields until I got involved with, wait a minute, you can actually teach this. Or you can help people who don't think they're creative find out they really are. They may not end up a great artist or a great painter or a great inventor, but their work will be far more superior than they've ever done before. And besides, the end product for all of us, they have fun doing it.
So what value then do you think that VAs will receive by attending your presentation?
Well, I'm going to cheat and use my list of thoughts on that one. One of the things is to accept the fact that they were born to be creative, but their society, no matter which one they grew up in, has had a tendency to not kill it necessarily deliberately, but quiet it down in order to have what is called conformity or unity in a country. Like what's going on in Cairo right now is an extreme example of conformity not working. But for instance, it's the fact that we go through school and in kindergarten, you ask all the children at the age of 5 if they can draw, they all say yes. Can they paint? Yes. Can they sing? Yes. Can they dance? Yes. But you ask 4th graders and very few hands will go up. If you ask 10th year or middle of high school, no hand will go up. But some of the kids will say, well, Fred over there in the corner, he's creative. And he'll be the one nut that has never given up. The other thing is I show them through things I've learned through research in my own life and my own study of other highly creative people, that there are anywhere from 32 to 52 basic ways I can teach anyone to become more creative or guide them where they can do it themselves. One, couple things. Highly creative people are very curious. Well, are you curious at work? Are you only curious in your hobbies? Another one is sensitive to problems, sensitive to the future. In other words, when you create an idea or you solve a problem, do you think about how this is going to impact 5 years from now? And one of the harshest examples, one of my father's heroes, who was an engineer, was a guy named Charles Kettering. He created Freon, the gas that brought us refrigeration, which has saved billions of lives since then. But about 20 or 30 years ago, scientists discovered Freon leaks into the air and opened up a hole in the ozone. Had Kettering had any concept or fantasy that could possibly happen, we would have never seen Freon. That type of thing. And there are several others. The idea that highly creative people, most of them, generate lots of ideas, not one or two solutions. So that's one where we start with right away. So we're going to work on that to show them and give them some handouts that will say, hey, each week I can work on one of these all year. And by the end of the year, I'll be far more creative in everything I choose to do. I'll also give them 6 to 12 very simple techniques that we'll experiment with that they can take with them. And one of the things that is famous in the world, at least in my field of creativity, is a word called scamper. It stands for 7 different ways you can generate ideas for anything. And I'll show them how they can do that. And then the last thing I wrote down here is we're going to have fun and realize that when you're having fun, you usually are more creative.
Wow, this sounds really good. I'm looking forward to this presentation. I'll have to make sure I sign up for your one. Sounds great.
All right.
All right, terrific. Alan, thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.